Real Madrid and Barcelona have made a lot of signing this summer, but the question is, which of them have actually solved the team's problem, or which of them have actually improved the team's quality? Last season, Real Madrid had a disaster of a campaign. They went back-to-back trophyless, and we can see that this summer transfer window, they have engaged themselves in businesses. They have signed 6 players already. While Barcelona, they didn't have a terrible campaign, but they seem to improve their squad by making 3 good signings this summer. So we are going to analyze this signing, and we are going to try to analyze if these signings are actually what the team need. So we are going to start with Real Madrid. Real Madrid lacks stability. That has been a major problem of Real Madrid in recent years, starting from the coaching aspect. You see, Florentino Perez is a type of manager that loves quick results. He does not have time to build a project. He wants quick results, and that is good for a team like Real Madrid, because Real Madrid cannot stay a season or 2 without winning a trophy. There will start to be problems, there will start to be questions. That is why Florentino Perez appointed Carlo Ancelotti back to the club, because he wanted an already established manager. And that is why when he appointed Xabi Alonso last season, he did not have patience with him. He sacked him in between of the season because he did not want a delay in result. He wanted immediate result, and that is why they have brought in José Mourinho. But the question is José Mourinho a type of coach that can build a long-term project? Because in José Mourinho's career, we have seen that he always have short spell in clubs, starting from FC Porto, down to Chelsea, down to Inter Milan, and then down to Chelsea again. His time at Roma, his time at Manchester United, his time at Fenerbahce, his time at Tottenham Hotspur. He has not had 4 seasons at a particular club giving maximum result. José Mourinho is more of an instant result manager, but he cannot assure his team of long-term success. He's more of, oh, you get me to the club, I get the job done, 1-2 seasons, fall off. That is the kind of manager José Mourinho is. And is that the type of manager Real Madrid actually needs? No. You see, football right now is more of a stability game. You see, starting with Man City. Man City started the project with Pep Guardiola. His first season, he struggled very well. And then, subsequently, he improved. He built a long-term project. Same thing with Liverpool with Jurgen Klopp, and now Arsenal with Mikel Arteta. And so something similar that Barcelona is doing with Hansi Flick, a long-term project. Assigning a manager like José Mourinho for a long-term project is a bad deal. So for stability, José Mourinho, which is the first signing of Real Madrid, for stability, I'll say they did a bad job. They should have stuck with Xabi Alonso. At least give him the benefit of doubt. 2 seasons. So what was the major problem of Real Madrid last season? The major problem of Real Madrid last season was, number 1, a defensive cover. Real Madrid had thin options when it comes to defensive solutions. You see, when Militao got injured, Rodrygo is a kind of 50 in, 50 out player. He's not really available most times in the season. Alaba was mostly injured, so they were reduced down to the options of playing Asensio and Dean Hudson as their defensive pairing. Has Real Madrid actually solved that problem this season? The answer is no. You see, Real Madrid only signed Konate as their defensive option this season. They have signed Konate. Alaba has left the club. So Konate is the player that they brought in to replace him. And is Konate really that player? No. Konate is not the player that he was. Konate has been in poor form for a long period of time. At Liverpool, he was terrible. At the World Cup, he barely featured. And when he featured against England, he was struggling, clearly struggling. So Konate has a defensive option in Real Madrid. Squad depth, yes, but as a starter, no. He's not a starter. And let's be honest, the defensive option in Real Madrid, outside of Dean Hudson, is Anthony Rodrygo. Anthony Rodrygo has shown that he is past his prime. He cannot give you consistent performance all through the season. and Militao is injured most of the times. I mean, I feel for the young lad. He has been in 2 major surgeries in recent times. We are not assured that Militao is going to have a full season with Real Madrid. So we are only left with Dean Hudson and Asensio. And to be honest, Dean Hudson, this is his second season, so we are expecting a lot from him. The problem is Asensio. Asensio has shown that he's not capable of playing at maximum level for Real Madrid. It is very clear, it's very obvious, he's not that defender. So signing Konate, a defender that is past his prime, or let's not say past his prime because he's young, a defender that has lost his confidence, that has lost his form, that has been terrible for Liverpool and was poor at the World Cup as your defensive cover, it's not really a good decision. I was thinking Real Madrid is going to go for William Saliba or Upamecano. I was thinking they will go for either one of those options. Like Real Madrid, that is Real Madrid, spend money, break the bank, sign William Saliba, upgrade your defense. So has Real Madrid solved their defensive problem? No, they have not. Now, is the signing of Denzel Dumfries really important at Real Madrid? I know a lot of people are going to say Danny Carvajal just left the club, and the signing of Denzel Dumfries is to add competition for Alexander Arnold. And Alexander Arnold is a kind of player that can play as a midfielder. So Denzel Dumfries is to add as cover-up and to add in squad depth for Real Madrid. But is it really a nice idea to sign an old player, replacing him with an old player? Because Denzel Dumfries is in his 30s and Denzel Dumfries is past his prime. You see, his last season with Inter Milan, he was barely featured in the team. The last time Denzel Dumfries had a great season was the season in which they made it to the Champions League final with Inter Milan. The season next after that, he barely featured for Inter Milan, and in the World Cup for Netherlands, you can see that Denzel Dumfries was actually struggling. So is the signing of Denzel Dumfries really necessary for Real Madrid? I'll tell you no, because I think Real Madrid was supposed to sign a younger right back with a lot of prospects that can act as a cover for Alexander Arnold and can also learn from Alexander Arnold, and also a kind of right back that offers a different profile from Alexander Arnold, a kind of pacey right back, because Alexander Arnold is not fast. So Denzel Dumfries, is he a really important signing for Real Madrid? I would say no, not really an important signing. Another problem of Real Madrid last season was their midfield. You see, Real Madrid lost Modric 2 years ago. The subsequent season they lost Toni Kroos. Has Real Madrid made any major midfield signing? No. Is Bernardo Silva a major midfield signing? No. Bernardo Silva is more of a rotation player. He's a type of player that adds to squad depth, because Bernardo Silva is past his prime. For God's sake, he's past his prime. At the World Cup, he barely featured. He did not feature at the World Cup. He only came in second half against Croatia and then the ending of the match against Spain. Bernardo Silva is past his prime. Even at Man City, he's past his prime. So signing Bernardo Silva as midfield adage or midfield coverage is not really a major signing. I was thinking Real Madrid was going to go in and sign a defensive midfielder or a central midfielder for the team, someone that can try to replace Toni Kroos, his influence in the team, because a player like Toni Kroos, you cannot replace him easily. You have lost 2 anchor midfielders in Real Madrid, Modric and Toni Kroos, 2 seasons apart, and you have not made any major signing in your midfield to replace them. Tchouaméni has shown that he is inconsistent. In big matches, Tchouaméni is always exposed. Camavinga is inconsistent. He is not that player that he was hyped to be. Valverde has shown that he too is inconsistent. Yes, he's inconsistent. So has Real Madrid solved their midfield problem? No, they have not. The signing of Bernardo Silva does not solve their midfield problem. We go to the signing of Marco Cucurella. That is the first major signing I would say Real Madrid have actually done. Marco Cucurella. You see, Real Madrid have struggled with the left back position since the departure of Marcelo. You see, the person that was expected to replace him was Ferland Mendy. Yes, Ferland Mendy did not live up to the expectation. In fact, injuries is what affected Ferland Mendy, and then when he came back from injury, Ferland Mendy was not the player that he was expected to be. So they have struggled for a long time since the departure of Marcelo. Yes, they have won the Champions League, but that was when Ferland Mendy was Ferland Mendy. The signing of Carreras last season was a great signing, yes, from Benfica. Great signing, but not proven. So signing Cucurella, a proven left back that have played in the Champions League, that have played in the Premier League, that has played in the La Liga with Getafe. That is the major signing of Real Madrid. Even he is a World Cup winner, the best left back at the World Cup, Cucurella, for 60 million plus. It's a very good signing, extremely good signing, and I would say yes, that is the first signing from Florentino Perez. I can say kudos. You did a very good signing with Cucurella. We go down to the attack. You see, in Real Madrid attack in recent years, Real Madrid have lacked a good right winger. Honestly, Rodrigo is not a natural right winger. Rodrigo is a left winger. He plays the same position as Vinicius Junior. So Real Madrid have lacked a good right winger. Brahim Diaz is not consistent. He's not consistent. So signing Diamonde to the right wing, because definitely he's going to play the right wing at Cote d'Ivoire. That's at the World Cup. He started with playing at the right wing at the World Cup, and also sometimes at Leipzig he was playing majorly at the right wing. So Diamonde signing for the right wing is one of the major signing that Real Madrid has done. The only downside to that signing is the Bundesliga tax. That is just the only major problem. You see, one thing about the German Bundesliga is their players are always overhyped most of the time. The Bundesliga tax is a major problem. You see, it's not about signing a player that has been tearing it at the Bundesliga. Is he able to do it outside of the Bundesliga? How many of their players have been able to do it outside of the Bundesliga? Very few. Very, very few. The signing of Diamonde to solve their right wing position is an excellent signing. At least he will add squad depth, and Rodrigo is expected to return fully. So signing of Diamonde to the right wing is 100% signing. I would say kudos to Florentino Perez. That's two signing. Then the third signing that many people don't notice, but to me I think is a very important and necessary signing, is the signing of SP from Levante. You see that signing? That is Real Madrid best signing to me this summer, because SP is a very underrated striker. You see his statistics with Levante. His statistics with Levante was over. He's a very good number 9, and you notice that Real Madrid lacks a natural number 9. They don't have a natural number 9. You see, Mbappe is not a natural number 9. Mbappe is more of a winger than a number 9. It's just that he loves playing the number 9 position, and he delivers. And he loves to roam about. In fact, Mbappe can play with a number 9. I will even say Mbappe is an SS. Yes, I would say Mbappe is an SS. Mostly drifting from the right wing. That's why you see most of the time he's overloading with Vinicius Junior. So SP offers something different from Mbappe entirely. Hold up gameplay is there, finishing is there, heading is there, everything is there. Forget about that he was signed for a less amount of money, and also he was playing for Levante. Look at his numbers with Levante. Then, apart from that, use your eye test and watch SP. You will see that he is an ideal number 9. So that is the major 3 signings that Real Madrid has done this summer. Cucurella, Diamonde, and the signing of SP. Those 3 signings. But in overall, has Real Madrid solved their problem? Partly. Defensively, no, they have not. Midfield, no, they have not. Stability, no, they have not. The only problem they have solved is attacking wise. That's the only signing they have solved. In comparison to Barcelona transfers this summer, Barcelona has made 3 major signings this summer. And Barcelona has made some signings this summer, but what was the problem of Barcelona last season? The major problem of Barcelona last season was 2. Number 1, defensively, Barcelona were terrible. Barcelona were terrible defensively. It's not about the high line. It's not about it. Barcelona were terrible defensively. 2, Barcelona did not have enough squad depth. They did not have enough squad depth. And number 3 is replacing. Okay. They did not have enough squad depth. And number 3, replacing Robert Lewandowski that has left the club. So has Barcelona solved their problem? Defensively, Barcelona have signed Rodri to the club. Yeah, they have signed Rodri to the club. And one thing Hansi Flick has always noted is the problem is not the defense. The problem is the pressing from the front players. Are the front players pressing enough? Because Barcelona start their defense from the front, from the attack. That is where Barcelona start their defense from. So the signing of Rodri solves a major problem that they don't know. Rodri is a type of defender. Rodri is a type of defensive midfielder that gives coverage to your backline. He covers the backline. In fact, I'll tell you that Rodri is more of a defensive signing than an attacking signing, but you will not believe. See, one of the reasons why Kubasi was at his best at the World Cup was because of Rodri, defensive coverage. And if you notice, Barcelona struggled in their defensive options last season. In fact, they used to convert Eric Garcia to play defensive midfield because Frankie de Jong was out injured most of the times, and Frankie de Jong is not a natural defensive midfielder. Marc Bedell is a young defensive midfielder. Casado is a young defensive midfielder. They lack the experience to play a defensive midfield for Barcelona and for a very tactical side like Hansi Flick's side. So Rodri to Barcelona's midfield helps in their defensive coverage. But if they ask, should Barcelona sign a defender? Yes, I would say they should sign. They should sign a defender if possible. But Rodri helps their defense, brings stability to the team. The signing of Anthony Gordon is another great signing. You see, Barcelona do not have a natural left winger. That is why one of the reasons they brought Rashford last season was to occupy the left wing. Because Rafinha initially in his career was a right winger, but he was converted to the left wing. And also the left wing that he plays at Barcelona, you notice that he always likes drifting to the middle. He loves moving in. He's not that type of left winger that will create width, that will relieve Lamine Yamal of too much pressure. Because the truth is, Rafinha does not really create chance. He finishes chances. Rafinha does not create chances. He finishes chances. Who creates chances is Lamine Yamal. That is why his assist is up the chart. So now a winger like Anthony Gordon is a type of winger that creates chances on his own. Anthony Gordon creates chances. So if there are too much pressure on Lamine Yamal, they are double marking him, there is Anthony Gordon there to offset the balance. So Anthony Gordon signing is a necessary signing, and he was a signing demanded by the coach. And one thing about Hansi Flick is we have noticed Hansi Flick has an eye for noticing a good player. If you're a good player, Hansi Flick has an eye. Once he sees a player that is good, he will tell you. So Anthony Gordon to Barcelona is a necessary signing. Same as Adeyemi. You see, Ferran Torres have left the club, and Robert Lewandowski have left the club. Two important players have left Barcelona. Ferran Torres was a player that added squad depth to Barcelona. He added squad depth to their attack. You see, who switch with Robert Lewandowski. If it's not Robert Lewandowski, it's Ferran Torres, giving rest, competition to both players. So Barcelona have lost two of their important players. So Adeyemi is like a replacement to Ferran Torres. Yes, Adeyemi is a winger, but he can play as a false nine. Adding flexibility to Barcelona attack. So the signing of Adeyemi is a necessary signing. Then another signing that is underrated is Bisiwu. Bisiwu is like a kind of Rashford signing. In fact, Bisiwu was initially signed for the Barca Athletic. That was the intention of Bisiwu, but his quality has made him to stay with the first team for now. I don't know tomorrow, but for now, he's staying with the first team. Bisiwu is like a kind of Marcus Rashford signing replacement, add squad depth, give him room to develop, add something different to Barcelona attack, underrated signing, low-key signing, not much pressure on the lad. So Barcelona signing this season have been on point, but has Barcelona solved their major problem, which is defensive problem? With the signing of Rodri, I may say yes, I may say no, but Barcelona has just lost Araujo. They have lost Araujo, and Gerard Martin, to me, I feel he's still inexperienced. Yes, he played as a central back almost all through last season, but he still lacks that inexperience and that level of quality that can take Barcelona to say, oh yes, I want to compete for the Champions League. So if Barcelona can sign a high quality defender, it's still going to be good. But the signing of Rodri brings stability to that Barcelona backline. Solve one of their major problems in years. Barcelona have not played with a natural defensive midfielder in years since the departure of Sergio Busquets. Attacking wise, have Barcelona solved their number 9 problem? No, they have not. In fact, basically this season, Barcelona, the only number 9 they have is Hamza, and Hamza is an academy boy. He's not that proven. He's still testing the waters. So Barcelona have solved a bit of their problem, but not all of their problem. So if they are to say I should compare Barcelona signing and Real Madrid signing, I would say Barcelona have done the better signing this summer. They have done the better signing this summer. So what about you? If you are to compare Barcelona signing to Real Madrid signing, who will you say has the better signing? Who has made the signing that the team actually needs? Subscribe for more.